Now I'm on. Wow. I still can't hear you. I switched back to version 2, so it's not the version. I figured out how to switch to the previous version, but we still cannot hear Phil. We're having a mic difficulty. He's talking, but I can't hear him, but I don't think anybody else can hear him either. Huh. I wonder what it is. Is that, I just don't know. We tried everything. And I'm sure Phil has tried everything, including plugging and unplugging things. Who's on with us? I think Paulo was on with us. Oh, he came and went. Stage controls. Nope. Well, I have just checked everything I can check.
Your mic has been unmuted.
Now,
Can you hear me?
yeah, you had it on mute?
Ah,
How did that happen?
I got no idea.
Well,
Nah, this is just
that was simple.
well, I toggled that off and on before though, Kevin. I've been playing with that.
Oh, that's not the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, that technical
It's not
difficulty.
recognizing my microphone, so I had to go to my studio display microphone. So as long as you can hear it,
We can hear it. I can.
right.
I mean, it's not quite as good a sound
It's
quality.
not as good as the microphone. So
No, but
I'm just gonna have to go with that.
but it's better than nothing. A lot better
than silent movies.
silent, right? Okay. Well, we're here to talk about focused awareness for athletes. We're sticking with focused awareness, and I've recently watched quite a bit of the Winter Olympics. I think probably some other people did too. Did you, Phil?
I did.
Yeah. And the female figure skater, Alyssa, won the gold medal.
She did.
And she had an interesting story because she had taken 2.5 years off and then come back. And essentially, in that off time, sort of discovered herself and learned how to be what? Just relaxed on the ice. And it came through in gorgeous fashion. But obviously, she was very aware and very focused. So where do I? She went out and what? She just hung around. Was a normal everyday person paying attention to who and what was important to her, and going through those motions. And so that's what we recommend for athletes in general, is that we have this point of view we use called the matrix. And it always runs people through, and number one, who's important to you? And ask people to answer that question. Well, if you look at Alyssa, she took some time off and answered that question. And would be one way of looking at that. And so the point being, you're going to have a hard time having focused awareness in your whatever your sport is without a solid foundation of who and what's important to you. And well, and an introspection of what we call the yucky stuff that shows up inside of you. And then this openness to knowing this is the stuff that I do to try to get rid of the yucky stuff.
Mm.
And that stuff that I do to try to get rid of it might be workable, and it might not be workable. And the trick is to find the workable stuff and get to your performance so you can do this focused awareness while performing your event, whatever sport it is. And it's universal across all sports. So what I think a lot of people do, well, I'll give tennis as an example, that, the focus is, well, watch the ball. Well, notice watch the ball didn't begin with who's important to you and what's your yucky stuff, and the bigger picture that's going on behind watching the ball. Phil is a black belt in Aikido. And so what does, well, I don't know, what do you watch? You don't watch the ball in Aikido, that's for darn sure.
Take in the field.
What's that?
You take in the field. You expand your awareness
Of the entire field.
in front of you, to the side of you, and behind you.
Well,
so you're ready for whatever comes your way, because the Aikido is about responding. Just like any sport, this is definitely about responding.
Tennis is about responding too.
Yeah. Like any sport, right?
Like any sport, like life. Life is about responding. We won't get into that too much, but that's what it is. It's this calm, cool collectedness in your response.
Mm-hmm.
What's coming. And so the point, focused awareness for athletes, is that we start by asking who's important to you. Let's make sure that you know, and you have a deep understanding of who's important to you, including yourself, by the way. And and I just thought it was cool that this Alyssa, I think Liu is her name,
mm-hmm.
Last name, she did that. Now, I don't think she used the matrix or anything. I'm not saying that. But she found herself.
Yeah.
And in finding herself, she gained this ability to have focused awareness. Yeah. And even if you didn't get the focused awareness, you can go back to your knowledge of yourself. You have that to fall back on. Whereas before she didn't have that to fall back on. She was only ice skating. Without ice skating, she was, at least it felt like, no one. Right. So she took time off and discovered herself.
Yeah.
So I think that's what any of us have to do, and it helps. It just helps get the other stuff situated so that you can take it with you.
Yeah.
And do it. So this is all based on acceptance and commitment training. And so the acceptance part is largely about accepting the yucky stuff that shows up inside of you. So anyway, that's my 2 cents worth of focused awareness for athletes. It starts with just this overall practice of knowing who's important to you, knowing your yucky stuff, knowing your favorite relief moves, and then knowing what you need to do for success. But that comes with the practice and the stuff of your sport, whatever it is. And we focus on that. So that's what I had to say about focused awareness for athletes. Oh, I forgot the other part. In an interview I saw, a brief interview I saw with her, she said, "I love being an athlete." Hmm. And that's why I said focused awareness for athletes.
Yeah. And I do recall that when she stepped away from skating, she continued moving in that being an athlete direction.
Yes.
Because I think the way the story went is she kind of rediscovered it while she was skiing, as she was experiencing the skiing and the adrenaline rush that she got from the skiing. That kind of led her back to getting back into the skating.
Back to skating.
Right.
Right.
So we could say that it showed up. Like she wasn't necessarily pursuing that, but it showed up in her life as she was being focused on the things that mattered to her at the time.
Yes. Oh, and there's that term, showed up.
Yep. That's why I wanted to throw that in there.
That's a good thing to throw in. It's this maybe skill. I don't know. Showing up. As you notice things showing up, and then going with what shows up. If, and ice skating showed back up for her.
Yes.
And anybody, if you haven't watched it, you can go on YouTube and watch Alyssa Liu's final performance for the gold medal. And it is a wonder to see.
Really.
Yeah. Somebody that relaxed, that into the moment, and just pure joy
in the moment. Yes.
Yeah, and pure joy.
Well, it was a glorious performance. She said she was really feeling it.
She just was. It just was. So, and obviously focused awareness, and what we all go for. We would all love to have a performance like that. So, but it begins with who's important to you, and Phil and I will stress that. And so, for athletes, we would recommend that you have a regimen, and we just give you an easy diagram.
Yeah.
That's all. We just give you an easy one, but it nevertheless is there so that instead of simply focusing on your sport and how to, in quotes, relax or get focused within your sport, you need to broaden your horizons. Start, and you don't do this in a day. You know, it just doesn't happen.
No, there's no way. No, right.
This takes as much practice as your sport.
Right.
It does.
The two go hand in hand.
Right.
It becomes part of your sports routine.
Yes. And so with this, now with the matrix, you guys can look it up, but it is in the lower right quadrant is that who's important. You answer that. Lower left is the yucky stuff. Upper left is the stuff that you do to get rid of or get relief from the yucky stuff. And then the upper right is about what do you do for success? And as I said, in your sport, that's defined. Yeah. You know what you need to do for success. And that's why sports are cool in that regard. And so, but you do that over and over to where it just flashes before your eyes. And so the honest answer, when I'm playing tennis, and I mean, I'm not a great tennis player by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm okay and I'm relaxed and for the most part. And they say, well, how do you relax? How do you watch the ball so well? And the honest answer is, well, I start with who's important to me. Mm-hmm. And I will literally think on the court, who's important to me. And that results in the whole field of awareness. That Phil was then referring to, right. Taking in the whole field.
Taking it in.
Taking the whole thing in. But even in the sport of Aikido, you can take the whole field in, but still a human body comes your way and a hand or a foot or something from that body comes your way, and you need to have, well, watch it.
Yep. See it coming.
incoming, right.
and adjust yourself accordingly.
Right. And the same with a tennis ball, it's coming at you, and you respond to it. And then it's how you respond.
Yes.
That's it. And so that's what we recommended. It is what it is. And a good example is Alyssa and her taking off and discovering herself.
Sometimes you got to step away.
Sometimes you have to step away and discover yourself. We're just pointing out a way that you might be able to do that all along the way.
Yeah.
So if we had athletes that we were continually having just brief, we're not talking long conversations, but brief conversations about who's important to you, even what's important to you, and what kind of yucky stuff is showing up inside of you. That's a huge part of any sport.
Yeah.
Just it's, but if you ignore that to your peril.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Because the yucky stuff will show up and whack you upside the head and mess up your game. And you're much more vulnerable to somebody getting inside your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I watched a documentary about the best female chess player ever.
Oh, Judith.
Judith. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yes.
And part of it was about how playing Kasparov got in her head.
Yeah.
And how eventually she beat him.
Yeah.
One game, 1 out of 15 or so, but she did beat him, which was something because he beat everybody.
He was the phenom at the time. Yep.
He was a phenom, so he was
top chess player in the world.
And could well be arguably be the best ever. So she managed to beat him once. Well, but she definitely talked about the head game.
Yeah.
And so much of chess, once you get to that level, is just the head game. Well, tennis is the same way. I don't know about Aikido.
Same thing. It's the same thing.
But if your opponent can get in your head, they have you.
Right.
And so this is resilience, how you have resilience against people getting in your head. And there is a power to people knowing they can't get in your head because that gets in their head.
Yeah. Yeah. they get to noticing what they're doing ain't working.
Exactly. And it's not like he's getting him or he or she is getting in my head. It's just that they're impervious to me getting in their head.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get in. It's not there. And that's the trick to all of this stuff. So how do you do that? Practice however you want to practice your mental game off the court. Phil and I, for free. Now, if you want to sign up below to join every Friday to talk about it,
sure,
great. But we give away the technique for free. Just so any athlete, any kid, any adult picking up a sport or something can start doing the mental game and doing the practice of the mental game. And it's not about reading a book and learning some secret trick or anything like that. No. It's just going through this rote routine. Who's important? What's my yucky stuff? What's my relief move? What's my success moves? Notice all that. Right away or sometime later in the day or tomorrow, do it again. And then do it again.
Just looking for opportunities.
Right. And you just keep rolling that along. And I dare say you will probably notice your mental game improving.
Yes.
That's what we know this from experience.
Mhm.
So we're not just saying, oh, this is a new thing on the block.
More
No,
present, whatever you endeavor to do.
it will work. It will work for you. So hopefully somebody will get a hold of this, watch it on YouTube or something, and give it a whirl.
Yeah.
But it's as simple as that. It's not hard to learn the mental game, to do the mental game. Unless you call hard having to do it over and over and over again and stick with it. And yes, that can be hard.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. That can be hard. However, this makes it pretty easy. So maybe you don't have to take 2.5 years off. You can just keep rolling along and knowing your mental game. Yeah, and knowing the stuff that's going to show up. We had a friend of ours, what's her name? I just blew on our tennis playing friend's name.
Oh, Jazz.
Jazz, thank you.
She's right there in the audience, yeah.
She talks with young players. And, it's about winning, getting scholarships. If you're going semi-pro, it's about getting money, which are all important. You would be silly to ignore all those things.
Right.
But all of those things can get in your head and really mess up your game.
You don't want that stuff floating around in your head when the serve's coming your way.
No. That's no. Really at no point. And plus how to let go of the last point, essentially wipe the slate clean and go to the next point.
Yeah.
That's because in reality, that's what it is. That's all you're doing. Probably this in Aikido, but it's probably important. And I've done a bit of tennis coaching, so I know.
Yeah.
Get back to your game plan.
Well, that would you fall down and you got to get right back up. And there's no time to kind of analyze, do it again.
You have an approach in your head.
Yes.
Your approach, the way you like to do it. And go back to it. Go back to it. The next point, the next whatever you do in Aikido. But in football, it's the next play.
Yep. Huddle up. Let's go.
And I mean, the coaches are pretty careful about, well, let's not trash the game plan and totally do something else. Maybe you do that in the last seconds, but no, you stick with your game plan. Why do I say that? It gives you something to return back to. Mindfully return back to. Okay. It's not, oh my God, I'm behind. It's that last point's over. Now it's back to the game plan.
What matters is right now.
Next. And that's practice. That's mental practice. I'm serious, folks, has nothing to do with your physical practice of whatever sport you're doing. That's physical mastery, and that's very important. But the mental game, especially at the top, is extraordinarily important, as important. And so develop it over time. So we're just going over and over. Find some routine for doing your mental game. If you want to do meditation, fine, do meditation. Phil and I just can't get people to do it. So.
Yeah, it's hard to do in the moment.
It's not going to happen in the moment anyway. And most people won't do it in between matches and stuff. They don't do it. But they will do the matrix. They will. Who's important to me? What's my yucky stuff? They'll run through that. And it only takes just a few seconds to run through that and get that more total awareness. So do that. And let us know how it comes. And if you want to join us to talk about this stuff and apply it to yours and ask questions and do whatever, and so you're reminded to do it, because if you don't get reminded to do it, if you're like me, you'll forget.
Yeah.
So click on the green button below. It says click here for weekly focused awareness for sports training. And we talk about it on Fridays at 10 o'clock.
You there tomorrow?
And if you can't be there in person, you'll get a recording. And by that, you'll get these emails and stuff that will remind you to do the mental training. And that, when you say mental training, it usually people have no clue what that is. No clue what mental training is. We give you the clue. It's
going to keep you in suspense.
And we don't keep you in suspense. Just get the matrix called the ACT matrix. Starts with who's important and go around that. Do that over and over and over again. And your mental game, improved mental game will show up. Almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
And since you really don't have to spend any money for it, it's widely available on the net.
Fairly accessible, what we would say.
Why not?
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot. And it starts with who's important to you. Go on from there. So we will be, I don't know when we'll be back for a crowdcast. I thought of this one because Alyssa said she liked being an athlete.
Yeah.
And I went, and I thought, I too like being an athlete.
Yeah. Yeah. Being an athlete's fun.
I have been fortunate in my life to have been an athlete since I was in grade school.
Mm-hmm.
And then through junior high and high school, even in college. I'd like a lot of adults, life showed up and got in the way. And I probably wasn't as strict an athlete during those child rearing years. Let's put it that way. But then I got back to it, and I've been back at being an athlete. And so there's a coolness to being an athlete. But you got to be mindful. So, well, you don't have to be mindful, but it really helps.
Oh my, yes.
It does help.
It adds to the.
We'll be back, and if not, sign up for Click Here for focused awareness training. We meet every Friday. We really do. And the great thing is even if nobody else shows up, Phil and I still talk.
We have a conversation.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation. So, it's great. So it's like, well, I can show up, but I won't. I'll sign up, but I might not be able to make it.
Right.
That's you'll get a recording.
Step in the direction right there.
And you'll get emails that remind you to do
to get right. To do your practice. Do your practice.
Do your practice. That's it. Do your practice. All it requires is you and image.
You don't have to go out and get any equipment. You don't have to run out to Dick's Sporting Goods or any place like that.
Hasn't Dick's, on another point, hasn't Dick's become the sports place?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, when I was a kid, we all had some hardware store or something that where you would go to get that. And now I might tip my hat to Dick's, because you walk in there and you go, oh.
Yeah. You feel sporty when you walk in.
You feel sporty. Yes, it's sporty.
Big Five when she was a kid. Whatever the big Five. Okay, cool.
I don't know how they're run, but they seem to be in every town of any size.
There you go. There's a Dick's Sporting Goods, I'll tell you.
Sporting Goods, and they're supplying all the high school and junior high athletes.
Yeah.
Field hockey to tennis to golf. Yeah. Well, running, of course, with all the shoes and stuff. So that's cool. So you might remember when you walk in the Dick's, who's important to me? Who knows?
You just might.
And we will be back one of these years. whenever we come up with a good topic or somebody sends us
in the future,
we'll do it. And maybe Phil will get his mic working. There's another version of this that we were trying, and I thought maybe that was the problem, but that wasn't the problem.
So, yeah.
But it shows up on YouTube. You can watch this over on YouTube as well. So, and just keep up the focused awareness and practice your sport. But we're not ever saying don't practice your sport.
Oh yeah. Go out there and be athletic.
Be athletic. Yeah. Be athletic. Yeah.
Oh, Jazz, great. Yeah, think of a topic and email us. That's great. Yeah.
Oh, please do. Yeah, anything you want. I mean, we talk about this all the time. We talk about tennis, Aikido, disc golf when it's the season.
Absolutely.
I might sneak beekeeping in.
There you go.
Maybe that's sort of a sport. I don't know. It could become a sport if you're having to run away or something. I don't know. Anyway, and Phil had 22 inches of snow in his house. I did. And he's just waiting for the next one. He just can't wait for it.
I put a sign out front that says, "No more snow."
At 22 inches of snow, that'll get you.
Yeah, I tried that last year. It didn't work.
Let me tell you, folks, if you're in some part of the country and you haven't experienced something like 22 inches of snow, you're missing something, because that's a lot of snow. It's tough, man.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Jazz just came up with one. How about how to loosen the grip of control, an exploration of how trying to control others' outcomes, fears of the future gets in the way.
Well, we'll have to make that into a spiffy title.
Yeah, it's got to be pithy.
Pithy. We'll figure it
out. We could roll around on that.
We'll roll around. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
There you go. And if you come, certainly anybody can come and they can add to it if you want.
Yeah, and then we do these. I mean, these obviously they're free. The only thing we charge for with this stuff is the focused awareness training. Other than that. And by the way, Jazz signed up over on Substack. You can do that too. If you sign up over on Substack, let us know and we'll let you into that training as well. So on Friday morning. We've met Friday mornings at 10 o'clock for years.
Oh, yeah.
So come on by and we'll work on Jazz's. I like the quote, helping is the sunny side of control. Whoa, there you go. That's cool. I wonder who said that. Wasn't me, that's for sure. I like that. Control, it's an interesting thing. Control.
It is.
It's so much about power. Anne Lamont. Oh, I know that.
Oh, Anne Lamont. Okay. All right.
I've heard the name. Yeah, control is so much about power, and power is addictive. And so it's a weird game. We can talk about that though. That'd be a cool thing.
Yeah.
Come back and do a crowdcast on that. Power and control. Yeah. Okay. I think we're done.
Yes.
And we'll be back. Well, Phil and I'll be back tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Is there any holidays? Nope. No holidays.
Big ones, I guess. The next one would be whatever. Oh, well, St. Patrick's Day is coming up next month.
St. Patrick's Day and daylight savings time here in
pretty
north
close.
I see up there.
Yeah.
Then St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll keep at it.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, spring is in the air. A little bit. Bye-bye, folks.